The U.S. told Israel it wants the country to end its large-scale ground campaign in Gaza and move to more targeted attacks on Hamas. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan delivered the message to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu Thursday. The U.S. and Israel have been discussing a timetable for scaling back Israeli ground operations in their war against Hamas, as U.S. officials continue to express concern over the growing death toll in Gaza. President Biden warned Netanyahu's government this week it was losing international support because of indiscriminate bombing in highly populated areas. And on Thursday, the president said he wanted Israel to focus on targeted strikes.
I want them to be focused on how to save civilian lives, not stop going after Hamas, but be more careful.
Israelis told U.S. officials the current phase of their offensive against Hamas, involving heavy airstrikes and a large ground operation, should be finished in 2 to 3 weeks. In a meeting Thursday with Sullivan, the Israeli defense minister said the war will last more than several months, saying that the next phase of operations will involve targeted raids. Friday, Sullivan played down the administration's differences with Israel concerning the war efforts, telling reporters Israel had made it clear from the start efforts to root out Hamas would take time and would come in phases.
There's no contradiction between saying the fight is going to take months and also saying that different phases will take place at different times over those months, including the transition from the high-intensity operations to more targeted operations.
Sullivan went on to say the White House did not intend to tell Israel what to do. Sullivan also met with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas to discuss Gaza's post-war future, which could involve bringing back Palestinian security forces driven from their jobs in 2007 following the Hamas takeover. The Biden administration said repeatedly the Palestinian Authority should have responsibility for governing Gaza when the war is over, an idea Israel routinely rejects. Now, according to the Times of Israel media outlet, Israel's security establishment drew up proposals for the future governance of Gaza. Officials there favor a multinational peacekeeping force taking overall control of the Strip, with the U.S., France, and Germany among those involved. Those officials said the Prime Minister's views on the proposal are not known. The Biden administration is facing mounting backlash for its response to the war, including the U.S.'s refusal to call for a new ceasefire. The White House and Israeli government say any new pause in the fighting would allow Hamas militants time to regroup. Hamas killed 1,200 people and kidnapped more than 200 during their October 7th terrorist attacks. About half of the hostages have been released, most of them during a week-long pause in the fighting. The Hamas-controlled health ministry in Gaza says nearly 19,000 people have been killed during the conflict.